Thank you very much. Good afternoon. It's a pleasure to be here in Korea. I'm Laurent ALLIDIERES. I'm a technical director for hydrogen energy at Air Liquide in our corporate head office in Paris. And I will present you the supply chain of hydrogen. But first, what is hydrogen at Air Liquide? So Air Liquide is about a 223 billion euro company, present in Korea, of course, with about 2.2 billion euro of sales in hydrogen. So hydrogen is about 10% of the company. And we currently produce 1.2 million tons of hydrogen every year. Hydrogen is not a new product. We started hydrogen more than 60 years ago, but actually 60 years ago, we started to develop our large industry portfolio, like pipeline, for instance, and large hydrogen production units. We do have about 1,000 employees working with hydrogen, and up to now, about 200 stations delivered. And the closest station from here, I guess, is a Yeochun airport, is a Incheon airport station at the airport here. Our ambition for hydrogen is to think big. We want to grow with hydrogen. So I told you about our current turnover of 2.2 billion euro in hydrogen. We want to multiply by 3 by 2035. And to do this, we are a very capital-intensive company, so we need to invest a lot. So our intention is to invest about 8 billion euro in hydrogen by this time. And by this time, we will have 2 gigawatts of electrolysis installed, including plus 1 gigawatt under construction. So altogether, 3 gigawatts of electrolysis. So we rely on 4 pillars. Our first pillar for our hydrogen strategy is to be focused on basins, because this is historically where we are. We are present in large chemical basins. So it might be, for instance, in Korea, in Yeosu, in South Korea. It might be in Antwerpen. It might be in Shanghai. So this is from our basis, that we want to expand. We want to have and keep having and keep developing best-in-class technologies. And we want to rely on innovation. We have proprietary processes. We are a very technological company, and we want to keep this DNA to be able to meet our expectations. And we are not a company only investing or only selling assets. We sell gas, and to be able to sell gas, we must have operational excellence. So it's of course operating our assets, being able to centralize the operation of our assets, and to also digitize our assets. And of course, we are not going to be able to do this alone, because the pie is too big, the market is too big. So we need to rely on strong partnerships. And we have announced a lot of partnerships recently. One with Siemens on electrolysis, one with Airbus on planes, on aeronautics, and a lot of them are coming. And it's always to serve our markets. Might there be historical markets, industry, because hydrogen is used in a lot of industrial applications, refining, chemistry, and of course space, but also mobility, which is a new market. And to be able to accomplish this, we have an offer which is divided in 5. So you could say here that I see only 4 leaves, but the most important one is actually the one in the center, which is not a leaf, which is about safety, reliability, and efficiency. Our operation in hydrogen must be safe. They've been safe historically, and they must keep on being even safer and safer every day. So this is our core priority, is to have safety in our DNA. And when I say this, it's not only safety for Air Liquide. Everything that we do with safety is through consortium, and all the work that we do with safety is public. It's published through scientific articles, through our PhD thesis that we do with R&D. So everything that we do is for safety is for the good of the community. So we publish it, and we don't keep it for ourselves. We don't want to be the safe company in a dangerous world. So the first leaf here is the orange one about production. Of course, we will rely on renewable energy. We will do some investment. We need to rely on subsidies also, but our production will be key. I told you about those 3 gigawatts of electrolysis, but we are interested in the entire supply chain. So it goes with liquefaction plants for hydrogen. So we are currently operating 5 liquefaction plants. Of course, centralized in our basin, in our historical basins. So this is what we have, for instance, in Yosu, or what we have in Antwerpen. And we have currently a little bit less than 30 megawatts of electrolysis installed, either PEM or alkaline, and 450 megawatts in process. When I say in process, it's being built, either on-site or centralized. And of course, we bring competitiveness, we bring mutualization, we bring technology, and this is based on decision criteria, which are really important also to make the equation solvable. And our offer is also about supply chain. Supply chain is extremely important for us because gas is a local business. It's difficult to transport gas, but it's essential to be able to deliver gas to our customers. So for this, we have about 1,300 trailers worldwide for gaseous trailers. Those trailers might be at 200 bar, 300 bar, 450 bar. We are working on higher pressures. There might be steel trailers, composite trailers, depending on the customer and depending on the size. Those trailers are filled in 60 filling centers. And for liquid hydrogen, we have 50 trailers. Most of them are in the US and in Europe. And 2,000 kilometers of hydrogen pipeline in south of Korea, in Europe, in the US, in Thailand, in Singapore, and in Japan. I told you about safety. We bring operating experience, we bring a trained workforce, and of course, our decision criteria for supply chain is based on distance, volumes, and type of application. Concerning storage and fueling, we have about 200 refueling stations. 80 refueling stations are supplied by Air Liquide. The other ones are supplied through consortiums. We have our own technology for refueling stations. We have developed our own refueling protocols, but are also working with state-of-the-art refueling protocols. And of course, our decision criteria when we invest in refueling stations is the demand, the operation, the type of operation. Are we going to operate ourselves, or are we going to operate through consortiums? And what is very important, for instance, also in refueling station, might not be important for heavy duty, but very important for light duty vehicles. For instance, is a layout, the footprint. When we need to build a corner street refilling station, it's not the same as a heavy duty filling station. We are a very customer-centric company for all the markets that we are following: highway, road, and heavy duty. Heavy duty being maritime, being heavy duty on the road, or being also aviation. As I told you, we are working in partnerships mostly. So in China, here in Korea through HyNet, in Germany through Hydrogen Mobility Germany, and I could spend hours on this. Air Liquide CEO Benoît Potier, ex-CEO Benoît Potier was the founder of the Hydrogen Council, the co-founder of the Hydrogen Council with Toyota, and we also have partnerships for instance, in the ship Energy Observer which is currently in Vietnam. And we bring also innovation here, but we bring also our knowledge to customers to be able to train them on hydrogen, because most of them are not familiar with hydrogen. Most of our customers in hydrogen mobility are newcomers in hydrogen, so it's very important to bring them to a level of knowledge which is enough and to be able to safely operate their assets. So our projects here, I have screenshots of some of our projects, the most, I would say, lighthouse projects that we did recently. We have a liquefier in Bécancour, in Canada, in Quebec. So this is where we installed a 20 megawatt electrolyzer to feed with decarbonized hydrogen our liquefaction plant. It's based on a proton exchange membrane technology from Cummins. And its capacity, to give you an order of magnitude, is 10,000 vehicles, producing 27,000 tons of liquid hydrogen every year. So this electrolyzer was commissioned in January 2021. What you see on the picture is actually the storage, the liquid hydrogen storage on this plant. It's not the electrolyzer. Another electrolyzer that we are currently building is a 200 megawatt PEM electrolyzer in Normandy, in the northwest of France. Same technology, PEM, different supplier, Siemens in this case, providing renewable energy to provide 200,000 tons of renewable hydrogen, 200,000 tons of reduction of CO2 per year. And this will start in 2025. Our last liquefier, which has been commissioned, is our plant in Nevada, in North Las Vegas, 30 ton per day liquefaction capacity, with producing hydrogen from a steam methane reformer, partly supplied with biomethane. And it's our largest liquefaction plant. And this plant is dedicated to hydrogen energy market in west of the US, in North and South California. So 40,000 equivalent FCVs refilled per day. And this plant was commissioned earlier this year. We don't only focus on hydrogen, but we need to focus on decarbonized hydrogen. Might it be blue, green, or whatever color, but low carbon hydrogen. And the Kairos project, which was announced end of last year, is a good example of this, because it's focused on carbon capture and sequestration. And it's based on all the supply chain and all the value chain of CO2, starting with our proprietary carbon capture technology called CryoCap, which allows to reduce by 90% the CO2 emission of a steam methane reformer, and also increase the production of hydrogen, producing about 14.2 million tons of CO2, so reducing the impact. By the way, as we are going to fill the CO2, fill depleted oil tank in North Seas with this CO2, and this is done in partnership, always, like other projects. And in this case, it's done with Sogestran, which is a ship operator. The startup will be in 2025. Last example of a filling center in France, conditioning liquid hydrogen and high pressure gaseous hydrogen. So in this case, it's a 4 ton per day, 300 bar filling center, loading trailers, so loading composite trailers or loading steel trailers. So the liquefaction part is quite an old liquefier. It was commissioned in 1987, and the high pressure part was commissioned last year. So this is examples of the added value of Air Liquide in the entire supply chain, from actually the biogas production to the usage, to the fueling station, to the hose, and even inside the vehicle through, for example, our partnership with Faurecia on onboard liquid hydrogen storage for heavy-duty vehicles. I did not have time for this, but we are also doing onboard liquid hydrogen storage. in hydrogen. And as I introduced my speech, we believe and we invest a lot of hydrogen, and this is going to be even larger with a big ambition in the future. Thank you for your attention.